I want to show you how to make a decal using three different images that looks just like this, but you can apply it to anything as long as you have your foundation shape and then know the two images that you want to make this, or you can just even use two images based off the design that you're doing. So let's get started and show you how to do it. So first of all, I selected my three images. You can just go to, type in your search criteria that you want. In this case, I was looking for a heart-shaped design, and I found this one, and I kind of like the look of this one just to mess around with. And then I wanted to put a kind of a city landscape in there just to show you how to do this thing. So I found that this city landscape just by typing in city landscapes in a Google search. And then I was going to make the border with the American flag. So I had an image that was the American flag that I wanted to use. Um, so let's get that out of the way and let's get back to our GIMP. So I'm using GIMP drawing and photo editing software to do this. So to get started, you hit. Uh, we're going to open up our first image, which is going to be the base image, which in this case is a flaming heart landscape. So I've already done this, just so we're going to start from scratch on it. So I got my image that you just saw that was right here. So we're going to remove the white behind there and remove this inside area because this is where we want to put our graphics at. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to grab this thing. And first of all, if you're not familiar with it, get familiar with it, but you're definitely going to mess with your layers and your toolbar quite a bit. We're going to come in here. We're going to add an alpha channel. This is the alpha channel is what actually makes it transparent in the background once you remove this white. So we're going to click this fuzzy select tool, click on this area, and you can use your thresholds differently, depends on what you're after. See how it kind of changes things a little bit and how much it grabs. Um, and here you can kind of see what it's just going to grab with the fuzziness there. So just put it somewhere where this is an easier one, and try to make it easier on yourself by using something with a solid background. Then we can remove that. Then we can remove this. Um, Now I want to remove the stuff that's inside here. So I'm going to click inside there, and then I'm going to remove that. Then come up here to select none. So the second thing we're going to do, I, if you notice I'm going to zoom in real quick. This isn't very consistent. It's kind of a sloppy reddish look in it, and I don't want that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get this color first of all. I'm going to pick the color. It's right there. So we have that. We're going to come back over here. We're going to create another layer. We're going to have a transparent layer that matches exactly the same size and everything. Here it is. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to hit alpha to selection. So it's taking everything that is not transparent, the colored area that makes the shape of this flaming heart. And now I'm going to click into this new layer that's transparent. I'm going to get my color tool with that color red. I'm going to fill it in. Now if I were to remove this, that is what you're looking at. Then hit select, select none. Now you have a solid base of the flaming heart. You can do this with any aspects as long as any kind of shape that you have that you just make it transparent in the middle and the outside. Or essentially you could just remove the outside, hit alpha to selection and color whatever the object is completely with the different color that you want. But ultimately, so I'm going to put the American flag actually inside here. So I'm going to say, let's go open as layer. I'm going to bring in the American flag. I like that design, so I'm going to bring that over here. I'm going to scale it. And these are things you just got to get used to messing around with GIMP. You just grab it from the corners, get it to the size that you want, and knowing that it's going to take some rework here and there. So I'm going to flip this flag. I want the stars on the right side. And now I'm going to hit my scale tool again, and I'm going to unlock it. By locking it means it's going to keep it to its proportional ratio. So you just drag it in and out. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I want to unhook that. I just want to be able to drag it out and drag it in because there's not a whole lot of space. So I'm not so worried about being perfectly to scale here. So now that I have the flag in there covering the areas that I want, I'm going to come back to my base image. I'm back on this layer. You can't see the layer. I'm going to hit alpha to selection, and you can see it popping up there. Click on your top layer, which is American flag. We're going to go to select, invert, and we're going to delete. So in essence, everything inside of the colored area, I'm saying select everything outside of that and then delete it. And then you hit select none. Now we have the American flag shaped flaming heart with the American flag in the background. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is add the city image. So going back the same way that you went over here and you went to city images and you right clicked in here and hit save as, go get that picture. We're going to get that by open it up as a layer. And in this case, let me see where I put it. Let's see, city landscape. We have it. Now remember, I zoomed in, so it's not looking the greatest at this point, but it actually looks fairly decent now once you get it once you get it to the right size here and make it an image so you can move it around. So what I like to do, so I can actually see how it's going to look on the city image, I'm going to actually make it a little bit transparent so I can see how it's positioned in here. And while I'm still clicked on the city image landscape, now I'm going to move the move tool and move it around so I can see how it's going to get the bulk of what I want in there. So now that I have it like that, I'm going back to the scale tool. I'm going to drag down to finish covering up those open areas. I'm coming back now to the second layer. So I'm going to come right here to the one with the American flag on it. I don't even need this one anymore. The one that was just red, just to show you. So this is the red one. I don't need it no more. I want the one with the American flag shape now. I'm going to hit alpha to selection. And it's telling it once again to highlight the colored shape area. I'm going to come back to the landscape and you can see how it's going to look right here. Now, making sure you're selected in the city landscape image, you're going to hit select, invert, and hit delete. Oh, did the wrong thing. Sorry. I guess I should have shown this differently. So we're going to hit select none real quick just so I can redo this one for you. So come over here. Don't want that. We're going to use a fuzzy select tool in this case because we want the area inside of the American. We don't want to change anything around here. So we're going to select inside of here. Now we're going to come back to the our city image. Do the same thing, select, invert. So we're saying take everything that's not inside of here and delete it. And we're going to hit the delete button. So I'm hitting delete button and then hit select none. Now we can change it back to full opacity. So that is how you can make this fairly quickly. Just put whatever design you want in here. It doesn't have to be a city, anything. Just be creative and whatever you're after. This is a way to do it. And the nice thing about it, you don't even have to keep the American flag. You can actually do it like that. You can keep the red that we initially put in there, uh, or you don't have to use anything if you wanted to. Uh, but I'm gonna just do it like this so we can show you how it's done. Uh, at this point, I'm also going to hit this tool right here. Okay, I'm not going to hit that tool right there. And let's actually just save it, see how it looks like. Let's export as. I'm just going to put it inside here. Now the trick is always make it a PNG, and you just have to type PNG after your name it, and hit export. And I like to use PowerPoint, so this is the one I had made earlier. So let's insert this one that we just did. So let me find out where I put it at. Let's make this even easier on myself. I think I had it under here. And that's what we just did right there. And there you go. You now have an image that is transparent in the background and has your image. Just to even once again show you that it's transparent. You draw a box, you can put it on it, and well, we'll arrange it to come front. And there you go. This is a way where you can just, do different things. It didn't take all that long as long as you know what images you want to use. And doing some trial and error. There it goes. Well, I hope that helped. And later on, I'll do another tutorial actually showing you how to smooth out these lines because sometimes they can look pixelated. So if you plan on cutting this out with, with a one of those Cricut cutter machines or the Silhouette Cameos or something, You want it really smooth so the blade isn't just chopping all over the place trying to follow the pixelated cutout. So I'll show you how to do that in a little bit.